Okay, so we got a couple of people, so we can start. So hey everybody, thanks for joining the April community call for Headlamp. I'm Joachim, I'm the engineering manager for the core team of Headlamp, so to say, team at Microsoft that maintains Headlamp in its core. Yeah, we have a couple of people in here. We can just quickly go around and get a quick intro from everybody here. So let's go with Lexi first.
I knew it. Hi, I'm Lexi. I work at Microsoft, and my background is in events and community management and advocacy. So I'm super excited to just be a fly on the wall for this meeting, but get really involved in the future meetings. So.
Nice, thank you. Choose somebody to go next.
Yes, Oleg, because it's the first name up here.
Hi, I'm Oleg. I'm maintainer, contributor to Headlamp, also working at Microsoft. Yep, that's me. Who wants to go next? Am I here?
Yeah, so my name is Bhavesh Mohan Agarwal and I'm from India. I'm currently a second year university student. I'm contributing to Argos, I'm contributing to Wolfie, which is a chain guard OS. So yeah, I'm just like this is my second meeting call in Headlamp. Yeah, just excited to know about what's going.
Thank you. Mahir, you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. My name is Mahir. I am from India too. Currently in my third year of engineering. Actually, I was looking to contribute to TypeScript-based project, but I was not able to found, earlier. But got to know about Six recently, just discovered recently actually, and got to know about Headlamp. And the first thing that I got to know about it, it's moving into SIG UI. So that was a big take to me. So I was directly or indirectly going to contribute to the Kubernetes part. So yeah, happy to be around here and going to have some contributions.
Thank you for joining. Warjang?
In fact, Warjiang is for the GitHub ID. My name is Ding Wenjiang, and I'm works in ByteDance. Previously, I made some contribution in Kamada, which is also another open cluster management project, and I also make some contribution for the web UI management based on Kamada, and I mentioned your project in this year. So I'm trying to make some work related I think maybe you can cooperate with Kamada and currently the Headlamp project together. I'm looking forward for the future cooperation.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for the contributions you made. Yeah, Vincent.
Hello, I'm Vincent T. I'm also one of the maintainers on the Headlamp project. And yeah, I've been with the Headlamp team for about 2 years now and happy to help.
All right, so yeah, so like I was saying in the beginning, we don't really have a strict schedule for this or agenda for this meeting. I know that we have a couple of things that landed in the main branch recently that we can display, and I think Oleg may be willing to demo a couple of those. So Oleg, you want to take it over?
Yeah, I'm gonna share my screen. If I can do that.
Yeah, it's coming up. There you go. We got it.
Okay, so the things that landed lately in the Headlamp is themes and theme previews. I'm not sure we can demo other things yet, but
one second, Oleg. I think there's a like a window showing on top of the top part of Headlamp that is not showing up for us.
ooh,
So it's basically hidden away, but like blocking. Okay, there you go. Now we can see most
that's
of the screen.
that's the Zoom share bar thing. Okay, it should be better now. But yeah, we have revamped our UI a bit, so it supports theming now. We have updated our default dark and light themes. And we also have now ability to add additional themes by plugins, which is exciting since everyone can now create their new custom themes and publish them in the plugin catalog. Yeah, we have little previews for each theme, so it's easy to see how it looks like. Of course, we kept the classic dark bar with yellow buttons because Joachim likes it.
Not the only one that likes it.
The only person that likes it. But yeah, that's the themes. It will be available in the next release. API is quite simple. You just pass a single object. Hopefully we'll get some new themes soon.
Thank you.
You want me to show the multi-cluster?
Yeah, just a comment about the theme. So we're also going to change a little bit how to select the themes. So that if you the idea is that plugins provide extra themes. So when that's the case, when you have certain plugins installed that provide themes, the idea is to be able to select them in a way that you can preview them with that little icon thing that I don't know if it was very explicit, but yeah, we're going to revamp this view just a little bit about the themes selection, and yeah, and then we're excited to see what people developing plugins will do. Yeah, you can go with the rest now.
Yeah, another thing we're trying to land in this release is the multi-cluster support. So this means you can connect to multiple clusters at once and view the resources integrated into single view. We're almost done with it. We just need to finish some couple of edge cases and bugs. But yeah, it's pretty exciting to ship this feature soon.
Yeah, so I don't know if it was obvious for everybody, but what Oleg did was to select a couple of clusters and then click view up there at the top, and this means that you go into what is usually the cluster view, right? And you can navigate through the different resources in the cluster. But in this case, it's actually aggregating everything from the clusters that are selected. And there is a new column cluster that only appears when you have more than one cluster selected, of course. That will indicate, okay, this, in this case, this pod belongs to this one cluster. Yeah, so the thing is that, as you can imagine, this kind of multiplies or scales a lot the connections needed. So we're still sorting out some issues related to it, and the idea is that, okay, if things are not yet ready for consumption, let's say, we will just not include it in the next release. But as of now, you can already test this in the main branch if you run Headlamp from source. Also, the idea is that once we have everything working, we should be able to also name the groups and to have a section that you see something like okay, you can imagine like having a cluster group called production, another one called testing, or maybe one called US and another one called India, depending on on what logical way you want to kind of arrange them. But this is a very powerful feature. We're also thinking about maybe connecting this with the concept of Kubernetes fleet. So it's kind of getting the groups already formed depending on some configuration. And yeah, and I think this is exciting stuff coming up. Maybe since you are sharing already, maybe you can show us also the status for the containers, which is still also something we're finishing. It's not really there yet, but also
Oh
cool
yeah,
to
the little
see.
traffic lights
Yeah.
thing. This is a status of each container that runs in each pod. So it should be able to give you a little quick glance overview of what's happening in the pod. Currently, it's not very intuitive, but we're still working on this. So when you hover over it, it gives you a little different information about each container.
Yeah.
And if you have like something that's not working, it will be a different color.
Yeah, probably we have to do some changes as well about accessibility in this case. Not to just rely on colors, but yeah. Maybe there is just one thing I'm gonna risk you showing because I don't know which version you're running, but can you go to settings? On the general, yeah. Click the language selector. Yeah, and now we got not that one. I think it's the other one. Yeah. So we got another Chinese locale here that was contributed by. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. Just a GitHub handle, but Warjiang, right?
Yeah, you can call me Warjiang. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. So this was your contribution, right? If the name is still in my memory. So yeah, it's pretty cool to have all this. I think opens possibilities for more users and different geos to use it. So that's pretty cool. Thanks. You should keep using it in that locale. Like,
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
Learn a new language.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have anything else you wanted to show? That was it.
No, not really. That's it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I see you have something in there called advanced search, but maybe that's not.
It's a little teaser.
Yeah.
The future.
All right, cool. Yeah, so that's basically what we had to show today as demos. Now we can just have a conversation about whatever topics you want to include in here. So does anyone have questions about the demos or any other topic? Just open the mic and speak, it's fine.
Do you want a Polish version of for Headlamp?
So it's I'm gonna share something. It's more like a personal view from observation, at least. I think Headlamp is a kind of one of those products that are it's supposed to make something technical easier, but it's still a technical thing in the end, right? And the target audience, for example, I added the Portuguese layout, the Portuguese locale, which is probably not not really up to date, and because I don't really use any products that I use for around technology in Portuguese myself, and especially those that are technical to a level like VS Code or whatever, right? So, and I was talking to the folks from the CGY leadership who are from Poland, and they were telling me that it's the same for them. So this is not to say I don't want the Polish one. I'm just saying that the feedback was like that, and I don't want to create request efforts from people that then have to maintain the locale and whatnot. But if that's something you want to contribute, Alexi, that's fine.
I was half joking, just because most of our team that is in I think that most people actually work in English already, right? That's pretty much the preferred. So it was half a joke and half like, I mean, I could.
Yeah. No, but it's true. It's true that it's very important in in other geos. So for example, even the Spanish local, I think it's important. It's also important, like sometimes we think about just people already working in the industry, but if we think about Headlamp as a tool also to onboard people into the Kubernetes world. Maybe among those there'll be students. In the case of Spanish, I guess, that do not that are not very familiar with English yet, and so having something to help in that case is of course a benefit. And there are other geos that I understand prefer to have the tools in their local, and that's completely valid and cool. So that's why I really like the contributions from the both Chinese locals that we have, and hopefully soon we're also gonna talk during KubeCon with the maintainer of the Japanese locale for the Kubernetes dashboard, who told me that he wanted to also contribute the Japanese translation for Headlamp. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I think the more languages we get, the merrier, and that also includes Polish.
Less needed. I think Asia is a big one. It's a big jump. I feel like in Europe, a lot of people speak English, whereas other geos are, it's a little bit tougher. So we need to increase accessibility. Yeah.
It's maybe some challenges for me, for us. But for the Asian people participants, and maybe some difficulty in the language learning.
Yeah, and like I was saying, it's a complete legit case, right? Not everybody has to adapt to English. So yeah. Does anyone have other questions? No comments?
Feature that Oleg was mentioning related to the theme, it was like under the production, like you guys are like going to like release in the next version. Because last time actually I saw it was like not in like the priority list. Like it's like not like currently open like to contribute to.
Sorry, I didn't get the question or the comment in yet.
I'm saying that the feature that Oleg mentioned in the beginning related to the theme, it is ready in production, or is it like going to be updated in the next updated version of the Headlamp?
Yeah, so right now it's in the main branch. So if you clone the repo and you run a Headlamp from there, you got some documentation on how to run it from source. It's going to be there. You can select different themes, and we are aiming to have this release in the next release, which should be end of this month. But I guess we're gonna delay it a couple of weeks at least. Yeah. So in the next release, there's going to be 0.31. It's going to be there. It's already in main. Oleg, is the possibility of plugins to register the theme already also in main?
Yeah, it's also ready.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, so if you use the main version, you can already prepare some plugin, and maybe hold on publishing that plugin until we do have it on a release, right? Because that's what most people are using. But yeah. Yeah, and registering themes is one thing. We also revamped, as Oleg showed, we also revamped the current default themes, the light and the dark one. And I think they do look much better now. They look a bit simplified and more simplified. And we also made a few things more consistent because before there were some, I don't know, there were some UI elements that had like what we call the primary color, but some others had other color that was not primary. And right now it's a little bit, everything is a little bit more consistent. Any more comments or questions? So by the way, Wojciech, you also wrote a PR and shared a GIF video of the favorite sidebar, right?
Yes. From the discussion under the PR, it seems that we have a UI team, right? maybe some people works for the UI design of Headlamp.
Yeah. Yeah.
It-
So yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
For the implementation, should we follow the UI design of the UChar team, or maybe you call the UI team?
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah. So the thing here is we do work with a team that helps us when we have cases where we're a little bit lost on UX. So they don't go over every process in Headlamp, but they do help us with certain, you know, some of the more complex issues in terms of design, right? We're also in the process of trying to open that, so open the design process. When I say open, it's not really like it's a secret or anything. It's just that this team is used to some internal processes at Microsoft, and of course we want to, and they are very open to kind of work with people externally that also are interested in design, right? But for that, we need to have a couple of tools in place, and I guess a process that kind of integrates anyone that wants to participate. But what I was saying in that PR is that I think what you've done works. You know, it's already very final. I just want to understand if that's something that is let's say compliant with what the design team thinks is good UX, right? Because, for example, we talked about something similar, which is how to have the cluster selection button, which is on the top bar, how to have that as part of the sidebar. They were saying that, for example, having a button inside a button, so meaning something that is close to what you've done.
Yeah.
It's a little bit.
The UI the UI for the favorite button just finished the function, but I think the interaction on the UI is a little bit strange because for the sidebar maybe we have two active button for the maybe for the workload and the favorite button. So it seems a little bit strange, but currently I did not have better idea. So if anyone could provide more good suggestions, maybe we can talk about under the PR, and we'll follow the design.
Yeah, and this is what I mentioned about us checking with at least with the design team. Let me actually bring up your PR just so we can look at what we're talking about. One second. I'm going to share my screen in a second.
Apart from that, I have some small problems. Maybe we okay, yeah, screen.
Yeah. So but just to finish the topic.
Okay.
Yeah, just to finish the topic. So we, yeah, I think we. There you go. I think that are you seeing my screen, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I think maybe the solution. I'm just saying this. I'm not so sure, but maybe the solution for functionality like this is to have it is to have a way to edit the sidebar completely, because maybe because I remember that some people were interested in like hiding away some of the sidebar items. So let's say that they don't use gateway, right? But gateway is right there, so we don't really have a way to hide that away. So it's kind of similar to what you did, but I guess if we had a way in the settings maybe, or something where we can say, okay, just edit the sidebar, just to rearrange whatever you want. That could be cool, I think. But then we have to think like, okay, is that going to be the case for all the clusters? Like I don't even know if this favorite entry here will apply to all the clusters or just this cluster. So there's a lot of these variables that we need to understand before.
So you mean you want to make the sidebar can be customized and maybe use the drag and drop or maybe other or maybe in other way, right?
Yeah, but in a different view. Maybe we don't integrate that right into the sidebar itself. Maybe there's a different view where we can go to say, okay, here's the sidebar and here's how you change it. But this is all ideas at the moment.
Okay, can you explain the use case of hiding the sidebar except use toggle the hide and the show button in the left in the left corner. Except this way, do we have other way to hide the sidebar?
No, so the plugins certainly do. So a plugin can register new sidebars, can edit sidebar items that exist, but the user cannot do that, right? So what I'm saying is,
I got what you mean, because when I experienced the function of the plugin with the plugin, maybe we can make some changes to the main UI, like the dynamic cluster plugin. And what you mean is that for the sidebar we also have a corresponding plugin, right?
Yeah, we do have a corresponding plugin, but for example, we don't have a lot of the functionality in there is very basic. So we don't have something like you've done here. We actually, this use case, if we had a way to have this as a plugin, that would be perfect, because people could install the favorite sidebar plugin, right? And just use it if they wanted. And we don't have all this functionality, right? In the plugin library. So we can add that, or we can add something that is in the core, but it's like I was saying, something like, instead of having the concept of favorites in the sidebar, maybe we have the concept of editing the sidebar altogether. So maybe some people will be like, look, I don't use the gateway. There's the gateway here sidebar. So let me just hide that in the sidebar, or let me just move everything into a new item, or let me rearrange that the items in the sidebar. So there are different approaches we can take here. I would say that the safest for us would be to just open more possibilities of plugins editing the sidebar. For example, to add this extra thing. For example, you added a heart, right? But that's let's call it an action. So to add actions to the sidebar. But again, like we have to think about this in the global context of is this enough, or whatever else do we want to add, that sort of thing. So this is why I said we have to check with somebody that from design to help us understand if this is what we should do.
Yeah, I'm agree with that, and we need more thing to talk about the possibility of how to implementing that. Just as you said that we can try the possibility of the favorite plugin. Yeah, I think maybe this will be a very different way to implement that. And after meeting, I will try the way of plugin. Yeah, and I need more time to be familiar with that.
Yeah, of course. Just to be clear, like I was saying, plugins cannot really add any, like you added a heart button there. Plugins cannot really add that. Plugins can just register sidebar items, meaning that you can add sidebar items to the, or you can add the ones that exist, but not to that detail. Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that maybe maybe it will accept it will beyond the scope of a plugin. Maybe we can make the favorite button into a plugin, and we can also make it works with the global context. Yeah, like a switch for the favorite plugin. If we enable the favorite plugin, so the from the global context we can get that the plugin works, and the other UI should show or hide the heart icon. Yeah, I mean that, but I'm not very clearly with that, and I'm not very sure maybe I need more time to try to implement that.
Yeah, and if you run into details or topics that you want to discuss in that context, of course, reach out on the Slack channel. We can discuss things in there beyond the talk, beyond this call, of course. Let me stop sharing.
The Headlamp channel is also under the cloud native computing Slack.
No, it's under the Kubernetes Slack. So it's if you go to, and I wish I had not stopped sharing. If you go to the Headlamp website, headlamp.dev, then you're gonna see you're gonna see on the top right a link to the Slack channel. So if you join the Kubernetes Slack, you can just join the hashtag Headlamp channel. It's gonna be there.
I'm already joined in the channel. Yeah.
Okay, cool, nice. And yeah, okay. While I was sharing, people dropped. I hope that's not because of my sharing, but yeah. Do we have other questions? We only have Warjeng outside of the team here. So do you have other topics or questions you want to use this time for?
I have some small problems. Maybe we can have a short discussion. Sorry, I did not prepare the full talk here. So I just yeah, we can have in on normal discussion. When I try to make some changes to the code in Headlamp, I found a bunch of warning in the web console. Do we have any plan to solve this kind of problems? Because it will make me make me nervous. A bunch of warning when I refresh the web UI. I'm not very happy with that.
Yeah, it's true. We do have some warnings we haven't taken care of. Yeah, I mean, if you want to contribute to tackling those, because the thing is that sometimes we verify if the new code is having issues and stuff, but of course there is always something that sometimes we let through because just the way if you access certain things and you have I don't know, like sometimes it depends on the content that you have, not just the UI, but the content coming from the cluster sometimes triggers some warnings, and that's also the case if, for example, I think when clusters cannot be reached, we do log those also into the dev console, and we do of course check that every on a time basis. So that means that sometimes you get more warnings because of that. Not all the warnings mean that things are breaking apart, but yeah, maybe it's a bit noisy, and another thing is that maybe we can or we should start prefixing certain warnings with the area that they are related to. So so it's easier to filter out.
It's okay. It seems that it seems that when someone makes some new features, it will also introduce the new warnings. And currently, I do not find a better way to solve this. Just discuss. Don't be care about that.
Yeah, but it's something that we have to care for. It's just that in the end, we prioritize things, and I guess that one hasn't been on the top of the list. Yeah, cool. Yeah, and like I said, definitely reach out if you start looking at the favorites from the plugin point of view. I think I have some ideas, maybe not including that button inside the sidebar, because that's something we don't support. But I think what you've done actually can be supported by something else that we can do on the views itself. So I have some ideas about that could be implemented right away, I think.
Yeah, maybe we can have a deep discussion in the Slack channel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool. You have any other topics? If not, then it's about time as well. So thank you so much for your contributions, Wojciech, and for being at the call. Next call is next month around this time, like I said, Thursday of the month. I'm thinking also of asking in the Slack channel for folks to express their interest in the call. So maybe we can move the time of the call to something that is a bit more accommodating to time zones in Asia, for example. But it depends on the results in the end, or maybe if it's not clear what direction we should go, we can also alternate, because I think since the beginning we've kept more or less this time, I believe. So maybe coming up we can also adjust the time a little bit. Yeah, cool. Thank you everybody. See you.
Thank you.
next
Have a
month.
good day.
Right.
Bye.
See you. Bye.